Yo, 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 welcome back to another video. Let's pour us a drink up right now. Yes, sir, bro. We doing good, baby. We are doing good. TikTok blowing up. Twitch blowing up. YouTube, not so much. Let's get a few more followers on there. We up and down every other day. But anyways, the other two platforms what I'm really focused on, and we doing great. Business is booming. Let's get right to the video. This is, I'm sorry, CM Punk. This is a hot takes video, most likely from Polana. Pretty sure most of the stuff he says in this, I'm a hate. I usually hate everything he says nowadays. Cause it's so
Me?
Welcome back to other hot takes, and the first one says that John Cena will form the NWO at WrestleMania 41 during his retirement tour, and there was a picture that went viral recently with John Cena, Randy Orton, and CM Punk all a part of the NWO. If WWE does that, that would be incredible. I hope it does. This is a good hot take. Rebound 2 says CM Punk is washed. I think you could have said that when he got injured at the Royal Rumble, because he got injured at AEW a couple times, then he got injured at the Rumble. But if you saw SummerSlam and Bash at Berlin match, both of them were really great stuff. CM Punk is not the wrestler he used to be. Let's forget about that, Punk. But he is great when it comes to storytelling and getting a reaction from the crowd. So I don't think he's washed at all. CM Punk is great. Icy says that Punk does not need the world title, and I understand the philosophy behind this, but I still want to see old Punker have one more world title run. We gotta see it. It's pretty much the only way that he can main event WrestleMania. That's why I think CM Punk needs to have a world championship, whether winning the world championship at WrestleMania 41 or defending it. Adam says that Gunther's troll on Bret Hart was unexpected and funny, and yes, this might have been one of the most savage things you could have said to Bret Hart. I can't believe they actually greenlit this idea. Let's roll the clip of what Gunther said to Bret Hart.
And my all-time favorite is none other than Bill Goldberg.
Jay says that he prefers Dom right now over most of Ray's career, and that's coming from someone who's always loved Ray, and that is a super hot, juicy take. And don't get me wrong, right now Dom is doing some great work, but Rey Mysterio, back in the old days, Ray's career was so iconic and legendary. Watching him was so much fun, especially if you were a younger kid around that time when he was jumping around. Everybody wanted to be like Rey Mysterio, jumping off their couch. So I gotta say that Ray's career is still better than Dom, but Dom could definitely make an impact and also have a better career when it's all said and done, because right now Dom is killing it, and I can see him winning multiple world championships. Speaking of that, this says that Dominic is world champion by next year. While I do think Dominic Mysterio is going to be a big-time player for the next decade, I do not think he's going to win a world championship next year. I think the Money in the Bank would be perfect for him, and then he should cash in 2026. Vincent says that the 2-hour Raw won't be enough for the amount of talent involved, and I completely disagree. I am so happy that we are going back to 2-hour Raw, and if anything, this means that SmackDown could get bigger names, because if we all remember, because Raw is 3 hours long, they have more people on their roster and more big names. Let's separate and divide it. However, unfortunately, there's an update saying that Raw on Netflix will be 3 hours. I'm not happy about that. Hopefully, that is not the case. We Are Kid Vibe says that BDE is a future WWE champion, and honestly, I'm starting to believe it after seeing him do all this indie work, going to TNA. I think Brandon's legitimately going to win a world championship after winning a Royal Rumble in maybe 5, 6, 7 years or something like that. I don't know why, but I got a feeling that we're going to see that happen. Musical Banda says that Roman's taking too much time off, and it sucks. I totally agree. It's the worst thing possible. All we want to do is watch Roman, and anyone who says that Roman's part-time schedule is good for him and makes him feel special, I gotta say I disagree with all you guys. I wish we could get a weekly Roman. I think that would be so great. Just think about 2020 and 2021. That was the best Roman we've ever seen. Dallas says that Roman outshines Cody as a face. Right now, Roman is clearly the bigger face because he's just the bigger star, and he did recently turn face, and a lot of people were missing him. Cody, on the other end, is a a babyface we see on a weekly basis. So I understand. Personally, I think they're both on the same level of being a big babyface. The people love Cody and the people love Roman. Speaking of Roman, the Wrestling Rebel says that Roman versus The Rock should open up Mania instead of main eventing, and that's a crazy take that I gotta completely disagree with. There's no way that Roman and The Rock, probably the biggest match in all of professional wrestling history, should open up a WrestleMania. It's got a main event night too. The next hot take says that Super Cena is the best gimmick, period. If anything, I think Super Cena did the most harm to John Cena. If he had a different gimmick, if we saw the 2012 NWO John Cena, it could have made him an even bigger name than he is right now. I think that John Cena's run as a babyface went too long and the people started hating him and they just started to tune out. So I think that Super Cena was not the best gimmick. If anything, it might have been one of the worst gimmicks we've seen. Now we can look back and say it was great, but it did go way too long.
I hate
the next hot take says that Gunther will be one of the GOATs. I don't think he's going to be one of the overall all-time GOATs, but I do think when it comes to in-ring work, people will look at him as a top 5, maybe top 10 wrestler, depending on the matches that he has in the next 5 to 7 years. Rizzler says that Rollins is top 10 all-time. When it comes to Rollins, I think he's a top 10 wrestler right now of all time, but like I said earlier, when it comes to his overall character and impact that he made, I don't think that Seth Rollins cracks the top 10. The next hot take says that Orton should introduce the Rookie Killer persona. I've been saying this for so long. I hope it happens as soon as possible. The Rookie Killer would completely rejuvenate Randy's character. He needs it desperately. Colonel says that Drew McIntyre is the best currently. I would say he's in the top 5. Right now, you got Cody Rhodes, you got Roman, and then maybe Drew McIntyre and Gunther are tied at 3. So I do think that Drew is up there, but he's not the best. This hot take says that the Wyatt 6 might end underwhelmingly. I disagree. If you saw their match on Raw, it was absolutely amazing to watch. It was a great match. There's a lot going on. The Wyatt 6 honestly have been doing a great job. I do think they need to be highlighted and showcased just a little more, but right now they're doing pretty great. Jack says that Cody's reign is not boring, but we're just being impatient. And I don't know about that one because it's been 6 months. How much longer do you want me to wait? You know, a year, 2 years maybe? No, it's supposed to have been so great just a few months ago, but I do think things will turn around. I have a good feeling about Cody's reign. The next hot take says that Randy will be a top 3 of all time when he retires, and I actually agree with this. I think that Randy right now is in the top 5, maybe top 7. I don't know exactly, but he will be top 3. He might even be number 1 for all we know. Randy's got 5 more years. This hot take says that not every champ needs a long reign. This isn't really a hot take. I think everybody knows that. You don't need to have a long championship reign for every champion. Rybread says that Liv Morgan has 0 in-ring skill. I don't agree with this at all. I think Liv Morgan is actually a lot better. If anything, she's underrated in that ring. A lot of people say she's not great, but I think she's a great talent. And her match with Rhea Ripley was a lot of fun at SummerSlam. Bright Link says that Jericho holds back young talent. I don't know about this one. I think Jericho just likes to work with younger talent in order to keep himself relevant. I don't think he minds putting them over, if that makes sense. Side Guy says that Ludwig Kaiser is the most underrated wrestler. I don't know about underrated just because they were going to push him and they will push him. I think Giovanni Vinci, if anything, is more underrated than Ludwig. Side Dank says that Michael Cole is just as good as JR, and I'll say he's even better. I think Michael Cole is the GOAT of commentary. This hot take says that WWE should bring back the traditional Survivor Series. I'm hoping they do. I really don't think War Games should be a yearly thing. If anything, War Games should be something that is special like the Hell in a Cell. Kyle says that Cross could be a main event star. I guess he could. I just don't see it. I think a lot of people see it. Some people don't. I'm one of those people that don't see it. And the last hot take says that AEW can't appeal to non-hardcore fans. And with the way they're being booked and the way that they're booking matches, storylines, and all that, I kind of agree. I don't think AEW is going to succeed when it comes to attracting non-hardcore casual fans that the WWE.
All right. Thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna